Welcome to Encontros de Inglês. Bem-vindos ao Encontros de Inglês. Vamos esperar algumas pessoas entrarem ao vivo. É sempre assim, quando a gente começa a live, a gente deixa um pouquinho correr para as pessoas receberem a notificação e entrarem. Então, bem-vindos, vão ser chegando, bem-vindos. Taurence, I can see you over there. We are inviting you to the screen right in 10 minutes or so, ok? Então, pessoal, bem-vindos ao Encontro de Inglês. Esse é o terceiro encontro de inglês e também é um encontro especial. Eu queria comemorar com vocês, porque é um encontro que fecha, que amarra, que conclui o ciclo que a gente combinou de 3 encontros. Então, a gente começou lá em dezembro, convidando vocês para participar desses encontros de inglês, dizendo que seriam um ciclo de 3 meses, janeiro, fevereiro e março, e hoje é o dia que a gente conclui, que a gente encerra, que a gente amarra esse primeiro ciclo dos encontros de inglês. Então, estou muito feliz porque a gente conseguiu chegar até aqui. No meio do caminho, a gente encontrou o Flávio, vocês vão ver ele aqui de novo na tela. Aliás, o Flávio está com vagas abertas para quem quer aperfeiçoar o inglês. Obviamente, ele é de um outro nível, mas deixa, que daqui a pouco ele vai entrar e ele vai explicar para vocês. Então, o tom, no geral, é de celebração. E hoje também a gente vai ter uma conversa com uma pessoa que trabalha com televisão, então a gente vai puxar um pouco para esse business de TV, mas pode ser bem interessante para quem é do audiovisual, ou para quem, enfim, quer trabalhar com isso, ou para quem, no geral, gosta de estudar e pesquisar a cultura. Flávio, eu estou vendo você aqui também preparado. Flávio é um dos participantes do encontro. Então, Flávio, fique aí que a gente já vai falar com você. Como todos os encontros que a gente tem feito aqui de janeiro, de fevereiro, enfim, como todos os encontros que a gente tem feito, a gente geralmente passa um pouco, explica um pouco essa metodologia, esse método que a gente usa para ensinar, para aprender inglês. Então, eu vou voltar e fazer essa mesma explicação, mesmo que alguns de vocês já saibam, mas para quem não sabe ainda, para também convidar as pessoas para virem aprender inglês com a gente antes da atração principal, que é a conversa entre o Ícaro, o Flávio e o Taurence. Ok? So, o que são os encontros de inglês? Os encontros de inglês são espaços em que a gente conversa, obviamente utilizando o inglês, mas não só, e são espaços onde a gente utiliza essas 3 bases. Primeiro, inglês internacional. Então, não é um inglês americano, não é um inglês britânico, é um inglês internacional, é um inglês global. Os sotaques, quando não atrapalham a pronúncia, são bem-vindos. Os sotaques, na verdade, são valorizados. Então, é um inglês internacional. É o inglês que o chinês conversa com o nigeriano, é o inglês que o francês conversa com o alemão, é o inglês que o mundo se conversa. A outra pilar que a gente usa aqui nos encontros de inglês para ensinar e para aprender o idioma é o lifelong learning. Ou seja, a gente não aprende só durante as sessões, os encontros, os bate-papos em inglês. A gente encoraja, a gente estimula os participantes a aprenderem durante todo o dia. Basicamente, você, quando está assistindo Netflix, você está aprendendo. Quando você, enfim, está na rua e vê um outdoor que é inglês, você está aprendendo. Quando você está ouvindo um podcast e a pessoa usa uma expressão que, às vezes, ela está falando português, mas ela pode usar, por exemplo, rec ou mic, ela está usando inglês. Então, o tempo inteiro você é exposto a oportunidades de aprender, e a gente acredita que se você vestir os tênis, vestir aí o calçado do lifelong learning, você vai ter N oportunidades durante seu dia para aprender o idioma. E a terceira pilar, né, o terceiro base aí da nossa metodologia é o project-based learning, ou seja, a gente não aprende só com teoria ou só com prática propriamente dita. A gente aprende com projetos da vida real. Essa transmissão, essa live que a gente está fazendo hoje é um projeto. Então, os participantes se preparam para essa live, e enquanto se preparam, eles estão aprendendo. A gente tem, não só essa live, a gente tem outros projetos correndo, mas basicamente é tirar um pouco do aprendizado do idioma, essa noção de que precisa ser só teoria e só exercícios. Precisa ser uma coisa prática mesmo. Passando aqui a tela, eu queria falar para vocês algumas dicas para vocês tanto acompanharem, quanto para vocês que estão aqui participando da live, aproveitarem melhor. Então, a primeira coisa, slow down. We can talk really, really slowly. Okay, Taurence, I know I think you can hear me. So we are when we speak English, we're speaking really, really slowly, so that everybody can follow us. Então, falar bem devagar para que todo mundo entenda, para que todo mundo acompanhe. Também a gente pede para que as pessoas não falem muito tempo em inglês, falem pedaços da frase em inglês, e aí deixa a outra pessoa responder. Fala um outro pedaço e deixa a outra pessoa responder. Então, it's like a ping-pong conversation. Taurence, it's like snippets of talking so that people can understand and then can answer. So it's not a long speaking. It's like snippets of conversations. And, principalmente, divirta-se, divirta-se. Eu coloquei até aí uma montanha-russa, porque você vai sentir nervoso, você vai ficar com medo. Isso acontece quando você está falando inglês, quando você está falando em público, quando você, enfim, não entende muito uma cultura, você vai sentir todas essas emoções. Não tem problema, ela é normal, é natural. Então, tenta se divertir também enquanto você está sentindo essa adrenalina. Eu queria passar um pouco também pelos mestres que eu tive, pelas pessoas que me mostraram um pouco essa metodologia. Eu acho que, primeiro, é justo, e também para quem quer se aprofundar. É claro, a gente está aberto aqui, o Flávio, daqui a pouco, Flávio, você entra para também falar um pouco da sua abordagem, principalmente com o Ícaro, que é um dos participantes hoje, mas a sua abordagem no geral. Mas é legal a gente deixar aberto, se vocês quiserem aprender um pouco do que a gente está aplicando aqui, vocês podem pesquisar aí no Google a Marta Celestino e a Ebony English. Ela tem um projeto chamado Diaspora Connection, e eu aprendi muito com ela a enxergar o inglês, não com essa cara que a gente geralmente coloca no inglês, de uma certa etnia ou de uma certa região. O inglês é global. A Marta tem provado que a diáspora, que a conexão global, ela passa por todas as etnias. O inglês não tem uma etnia fixa. A cara do inglês é a sua cara. E também a Asia Bryant, com quem eu fui sócio na escola de inglês Collab English, ela me ensinou muito sobre o ciclo de aprendizado, o Learning Cycle, que é tentar, errar, corrigir, acertar, ou tentar e acertar, é experimentar, é fazer. E também ela sempre deixa nos últimos, a Asia me mostrou muito isso, nos últimos, depois de tanto aprendizado, ela deixa um espaço para não aprender coisas novas, mas simplesmente para revisar ou refletir naquilo que você já aprendeu, nas experiências passadas. Por exemplo, passando para a questão da andar de bicicleta. Você sobe na bike, você tenta equilibrar, cai. Você sobe na bike, tenta equilibrar, cai. Ok, você pode aprender dessa forma, mas é interessante se você, depois de cair, ter um tempo para refletir. Por que você caiu? O que deu errado ali? Então, a Asia me mostrou bastante isso. Flávio, o Flávio ainda está se preparando ali. A Camila, eu também consigo ver você. Daqui a pouco vocês entram no ar. Mas, hoje, a conversa é com um produtor de televisão, um produtor de TV da meca da televisão, que é, indiscutivelmente, o país Estados Unidos. Ele vai entrar aqui daqui a pouco. E eu queria falar também sobre um pouco do que foi a televisão na minha história. Eu sou formado em rádio e TV, eu estagiei no programa Provocações, e eu aprendi uma forma de lidar com a produção audiovisual, produção multimídia, que é uma forma que o Abu Janra, em memória, me ensinou bastante. Eu trouxe aqui 2 pedaços de umas entrevistas que ele teve para a gente aproveitar. Espero que vocês estejam ouvindo. Por favor, me avisem se vocês não conseguirem ouvir. Então, a gente vê aí bastante ele falando que temos que rascunhar bastante. A televisão, para ele sempre falava em vários programas, ele sempre falou isso, que a televisão é como se fosse um rascunho. Ela não é uma arte nobre, ela não é uma arte total, ela é uma arte do rascunho. Então, com esse espírito de rascunho, com esse espírito de tentativa e erro, eu quero convidar vocês a participar dessa transmissão e convidar aqui para nossa live o Flávio. Acho que ele ainda está se preparando, não sei se ele vai conseguir, mas eu vou chamar o pupilo dele, que na verdade já está virando mestre já, hein? Hello, Ícaro.
Desculpa, estava mutado aqui. Imagina,
Não,
para mestre ainda estou um pouco longe ainda. E aí,
você é do audiovisual, né? Tudo ótimo.
Eu sou do audiovisual, cara. Inclusive, foi legal você ter trazido a memória do Abu aí, do Provocações. Foi quando a gente se conheceu. Trabalhei na TV Cultura também, junto contigo. Enfim, lá vai cacetada, né? Quase 15 anos. Comecei na TV Cultura há quase 15 anos. Então, assim, essa conversa de hoje com o Taurence vai ser importantíssima, porque acho que todos nós, na verdade, trabalhando ou não trabalhando com a TV, tem a TV na história, né? O brasileiro, ele é muito movido à televisão, obviamente. Entretenimento, esporte, música, acho que a cultura em si passa muito pela história da televisão. Eu, enfim, como um apaixonado pelo audiovisual, sou apaixonado pela história da TV também. Então, enfim, ver que você trouxe essa prévia, essa introdução foi muito legal, foi muito bacana mesmo.
Eu fiquei sabendo que você dirigiu em inglês, né? Um set. Você
Eu
chegou a
dirigi,
dirigir.
eu
E
dirigi, eu
como
fui
foi essa
para.
experiência?
Foi muito legal, cara. Eu estava trabalhando numa empresa que prestava serviço para uma operadora de canais e a gente atendia vários programadores, né? A HBO, a Globosat. E pela HBO, a nossa equipe foi para Vancouver em 2014 e para o México em 2015. Então, foi muito legal, porque a primeira experiência, principalmente porque eu fui fazer um making-off de uma série. Então, Vancouver é um berço assim, da produção
Boa.
também cinematográfica, né? E eles estavam gravando uma série chamava Witches of East End. As bruxas é um seriado sobre bruxaria, né? Enfim, então, as bruxas que a gente enxergava lá no set e tudo mais, é muito legal a gente ver o mundo fantasioso depois e as bruxas na realidade. Né? Então, foi muito bacana participar do make-off, porque uma produção de série é uma produção de cinema mesmo, né? Uma coisa bem elaborada e tudo mais. E aí eu tive que dirigir o set desse making-off, né? Entrevistar os atores,
Uau.
os diretores e tudo mais, então foi bem bacana. E aí depois, em
Você ficou
2015,
nervoso?
fiquei, né? Porque, enfim, vocês vão ver aqui, meu inglês ele não é lá aquelas coisas, mas assim, foi a primeira experiência de fato trabalhando no set mesmo com o inglês. Então, para mim foi uma coisa bem desafiadora, assim. E é natural meio que ficar nervoso, né? Não tem como. Mas foi muito bacana, foi muito legal. Uma das atrizes que eu entrevistei, que eu tive o prazer de entrevistar, foi a Julia Ormond. Ela fez Lendas da Paixão, fez Curioso Caso de Benjamin Button, e ela era a protagonista da série, a Julia Ormond. Fez Sabrina também, com o Richard Gere.
Muito
E
legal.
quando eu estava entrevistando ela, eu falei, caramba, eu tô entrevistando a Julia Ormond em inglês, né? Tipo, foi uma coisa bem, bem significativa, assim.
Cara, você vai se dar super bem com Taurence. Taurence, I think it's time for you to shine.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
Taurence.
Hi, nice to see you. This is fantastic.
Wow, you have all the mic and all the set. And of course, you are working with production. I wouldn't expect less than a professional mic.
I know. I mean, I do this for like my friends as we have drinks on Zoom. It's like.
By the way, do you have drinks right now?
Well, I have water and coffee. It's only 12. It's only noon here.
Water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry about
It's fair.
Yeah. What time is
But,
it there?
4 p.m.
Right, it's 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m.
Nice.
But I actually feel a little bit intimidated by your mic and all your set with coffee.
Let me hide the microphone then.
No, please.
No. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So I have to give you some context after all that I said to you. But Ícaro is the mediator of this talking today. And he is been practicing English, and he can talk to you about his professional experience with television production. And I know you also are a TV producer. I won't introduce each other because I want you to practice this interaction, especially because people that are watching and Ícaro himself is learning English. So I think it's an opportunity for them to engage with a conversation with someone who doesn't speak Portuguese and someone who cannot help them if some word, I don't know, is missing or something like that. But yeah, you saw, we just need to talk and to speak really slowly and let it go. But just so you know, I was talking about Abu Janra, and I talked to you that day about this master of Brazilian television. And he always said that television and video production itself is more a draft than a work of art. So it's more that drafting, trying and committing mistakes and this type of things, than do a whole work of art. Of course, there are TV productions that are work of art, but the spirit here is to try to commit mistakes and to correct itself and so on. Okay, so no further explanation. I will leave you to Ícaro. Thank you so much for coming and for accepting our invitation.
Absolutely.
Ícaro, is that okay?
Yeah, sure. I think.
No, it is. We have we have two participants to talk with Taurence.
Okay,
great.
It's Camille and Flávio.
Okay, got it.
Your teacher Flávio is here. I don't know if you want to talk to him, but Flávio is here as well. I'll leave that to you. You are more than capable to take on.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.
Bye, guys. See you in the end of the broadcasting session.
Okay. So, hey, Taurence, how you going? How's it going?
Good.
Okay, so you're gonna see that I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes, but actually, I'm kind of nervous to talk to you because Isaac was telling us that you are a TV producer, and I'm also a TV producer. So it's very important to talk with you because I really wanted to know more about it, about how is to work with TV production in USA. But let me start from the beginning. My name is Ícaro, and I'm going to be the host today. And I'd like to welcome you on behalf of everybody here. I've heard you lived and worked in New York, but you were born there? Is that right?
No. So I was born in Michigan. It's
Michigan,
Michigan, which, in case no one knows like where Michigan is, it's the state that looks like a hand. And so it looks like a hand, and I was born right there on the hand. And I lived there until I was 17, and then I went to university in Ohio, which was just 2 hours away from my house.
Yes.
And then I went to university, and then I moved to New York.
Yeah. So, by the way, I have a brother that lives in Chicago. I think it's near Michigan, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And now you live in LA.
Now, LA.
Is that right?
Where the sun always shines.
City of movies, right?
That's right. It's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood, baby.
It's Hollywood. Yeah.
But it's just like that. You like to live there, and you like to live in New York as well. Tell me something about it.
So New York. Well, I was in New York for about 8 years, and I moved to New York when I was 23, and left just before I turned 30. So actually, that's just under 7 years. And New York is amazing. It is the energy, the culture, the art, the food. It's always moving, and it's always just, it's like a party all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why I left. The thing about, so New York, I will always love New York. I almost moved back this year because I almost got a television job back there, but it didn't work out. I will always love it, but Los Angeles, it's just, you can't, it's the weather in California. It's always perfect, almost always perfect. And I've been here for about 4 years now. And what's interesting is when you work in television in the United States, at least at the national level, the two biggest cities where television really happens is LA number one, and then New York. So it just makes sense that I'm here now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I could be back in New York in 2 years. You know, who knows? Yeah.
It's really like Alicia Keys said, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can do. It's just like that.
It's just like that. Well, you know, like anything, it is what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think I worked very, very, very hard while I was there, but I also think that I got a little bit lucky because, you know, I'm from Michigan with no direct like connection to anyone working in television, you know. And so it just kind of it happened, you know. But yes, I think New York is a place where if you can somehow create a life for yourself there with so much energy coming at you, there's millions of people, there are rats, there are, you know, all kinds of disruptions, you know, and you're living in very, very tiny apartments. There's a lot that makes life feel sometimes like it's a war. You know,
yeah,
it's a war just to go grocery shopping sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So yes, if you can make it there, I do think you can handle pretty much anything. You certainly can handle sunny beach California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, to hear you saying it's kind of inspiring. I think you won in life. So congrats, man, because
Thank you.
It's an amazing life that you have. And short question, I don't know, have you ever been to Brazil anytime?
No, I've always
No?
wanted to go. Yeah, I had a
Yeah?
roommate who was from Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah. And where would you like to visit in Brazil?
Well, I want to visit Sao Paulo. If this is a real thing, I would love to see the Amazon.
Yeah.
I just want to go to Brazil. I want to sit on a beach. I want to, you know, get a little extra tan, you know, enjoy the food, enjoy the people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So let me introduce myself. I'm 32. I'm from São Paulo. I live in Barueri. It's a city in Greater São Paulo. It's near São Paulo. I commute all the time to work when you don't have the pandemics, right? So, but I commute all the time to work and visit my parents. And I'm married, and we have a dog named Nala. And I also work with audiovisual production. Let me talk about my work. I started as a trainee in TV Cultura TV. I don't know if you know it, but it's the same show that Isaac was showing you with Abujanga and all these great characters from TV. I worked there about 15 years ago, and then I was also worked at other TV channels and media. Nowadays I work in branded content at a communications agency. We develop institutional and digital content for brands, and I'm in charge of the audiovisual sector there. Currently I also work as an audiovisual consultant. I've worked for brands such as Netflix and Heineken, and I'm also a guest lecturer in audiovisual workshops. So I think we have a lot of connection, I think.
It sounds like you are doing okay.
No, actually, I was saying that I really wanted to talk with you because it's good to know another culture, another way to do this, to work with this, and you work with in a place where everyone of our area wants to work. LA is a dream come true, I think. Is that right? Is this true for you? You always wanted to be where you are right now?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be in LA. New York just kind of happened by accident. I always dreamt about New York. I always dreamt about, living in a house behind gates and palm trees and that sort of thing. So it is a little bit like a dream, but as I'm sure, like, it's a dream when you stop and you think, and you look at your life. Because, a lot of times when you're in it, you go, 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 go.
Yeah. And I know that maybe a lot of people ask you the same question every time, but how close are you now from Hollywood?
Oh, like 8 minutes. An 8-minute drive. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. When I was working on a television show called Ancient Aliens, and I'm going to see if I can bring up the video as I talk here, from my office desk. I'm not going to have enough time to go through my many
problem.
videos. But, from my desk, I could see the Hollywood sign. Actually, from my house, if you go out of this building and down a block and look, you can see the Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign is yeah. So it's absolutely, it is a little bit like a dream.
Yeah. And what is it like to work with TV production in LA? Because what are the difficulties and challenges of being a producer there? Some, right? There's some.
Yeah, there's a couple. I would say that the challenges are, this business is very freelance based.
Yeah.
And, when I was in New York, I wasn't like, I worked for a few shows, but for the most part, like, each show I was on, I was there for, 2 years on this one show, or 5 years on this one show, or a year on this show. Here in LA, it's a little bit more freelance in that you can work on one show for a month, then you have to find another show to work on, and hopefully that's long. So I'm still kind of getting used to that. Like right now, I'm not working, and part of that is by choice. So I want to be not working. But it can be difficult to find your next job. So as you are taking these jobs, you have to be careful with your money. You have to, remember that you might be making a fantastic pay right now, but you need to stretch it. You know.
You need to think in the future.
You kind of have to. So, this business is, you have to like adventure, and you have to like risk, and you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable in this town, in this business, because you just never know. And the interesting thing about living in Los Angeles and living in New York, but really living here, is you can feel very, very close to hitting it big. If hitting it big means get lots of money, get a fantastic house, you feel like you can get close because
you can smell it, right?
You can smell it. Yeah, because it's all around you. But that can be an illusion, and you have to be careful to keep your eye on the prize and try not to get too stressed out and, worked up and anxious. And, you really have to, I'm always planning. I feel like I'm always planning, always trying to figure out what is next. And that is exciting, and that is scary, and that is the way I kind of like it. Not kind of, the way I better like it.
Yeah, because it's something like it's 50-50. You can be very successful, or you can
Yeah,
pick up the wrong way, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
It's very
yeah,
easy. It's very easy to, feel like you're making a wrong move, or time is running out, or
yeah,
so yeah, you just, in this town in particular, you have to remind yourself that there is a lot of opportunity and there's enough opportunity,
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
easy to be in this town, and for a lot of people to think, when will I get my chance? You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
when will it happen for me? And I'm just happy that I got in early and young back in New York, because now I'm kind of at a level where I can choose between jobs. Whereas,
yeah,
and at the producer level, it's harder sometimes when you're just coming up, especially during a pandemic. There's,
yeah, yeah.
it's this pandemic has really affected the television industry in this country, and
Yeah.
I'm sure throughout the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
Ismael has here a good question. Taurence said
mhm,
that
mhm,
LA it's the number one on the
mhm,
TV concerns. He would
mhm,
say the same when it comes to hip hop music
mhm,
or
mhm,
music itself. Plus, hints for
mhm.
international artists would go to New York or LA first.
Well,
What do you think about it?
I think in my limited knowledge of the music industry is still in California, in Los
Yeah,
Angeles, the
yeah,
the metro Los Angeles. The businesses and labels themselves are still here. New York, when it comes to entertainment and media, is New York is big for news. So if you do news production, you go there. If you're into music, you do Broadway there. Here, it's really where everyone gets their start. But
yeah,
that being said, that's shifting just a little bit. And I would imagine the pandemic has really changed that too, because people are getting discovered from the music that they make from their apartments, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and they put it online. So, I think in terms of like international artists, you just got to put your stuff out there. I think that I don't think you have to immediately try to make a way to get to Los Angeles or New York, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
As you can see, Paperboy did it, right? So in
Hmm.
Atlanta, so
Yeah.
so it's a
Yes.
good example.
Yeah. 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 They make it look easy, but it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Terence, what were the last job that you did in
Hmm.
LA?
Hmm. So the last job I worked on was a television show called America's Book of Secrets,
Yeah,
and it airs on Netflix and the History Channel. And when I worked on it, we were completely changing the show and giving it a nice, fresh look and different format. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
format, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so I did that. I produced a couple of episodes of that show. That was the first time that I produced entire hour long episodes. So
yeah.
when I was in New York, I was just doing like segments, so like 9 minutes here, 12 minutes here, 7 minutes here, that sort of thing. Now 60 minutes. So that was for me a major like step up. Excuse me. So and that show, how can I explain that show? And this is live, so I need to be careful.
No, no problem.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
don't don't worry. Don't
No,
worry.
no, 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 no.
Say what you
So
gotta say.
yeah, so the show, the show examines different aspects of this country and its history in a new light,
Yeah,
in a new way. So we're going to be talking about, pandemics throughout history. We're going to talk about the different ways that, you know, Americans are vulnerable to natural and man-made disasters and what needs to happen to prevent those. You know, we're going to examine historical events. We're also going to examine UFOs.
Yeah.
I've worked on
Amazing.
I've done UFO content for pretty much almost my entire time being in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I don't know how. There's America's Book of Secrets there
Oh, that
on
is.
On Netflix. Who's the producer producing this? You're on it. You're quick.
In
You're
your
quick.
face. In your face.
You're quick. Take my job or take our jobs. So, you know, yeah, that's the show. So you can see now back then, the way they did the show, there was a lot of, you know, hot button, very controversial content, as you can see by the titles of that. So episode on serial killers.
And it has a lot of great content from the past, right? Because I'm seeing here is kind of a documentary, right?
Yeah, it's a docu-series. It's an
Yeah.
hour long, and so you know, it's interviews. It's a lot of archival material, and as you can see, there's a lot of variety in the topics because you go from the mystery of Bigfoot to you know, the KKK,
lost treasures, presidential assistance. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so it's really interesting stuff.
Yeah,
and there's Ancient Aliens. There's my other show I worked on for the same company, Ancient Aliens.
Ancient Aliens.
Yeah, and I was there for 2 years. So that show really is just an examination.
It's also for History Channel. No.
Yes. Yep. For history, and then history, and also licensed the show to Netflix.
Yeah.
And
have you ever worked in movies industry? Maybe some small parts? No.
I've only been a background actor.
Oh yeah.
And a friend of mine's small film that he had in a bunch of like film competitions. I think they went to Cannes or somewhere in Italy with it or something. And so that. Yeah. So one day, you know,
Perhaps. Yeah. Oh, Ismael is thanking you here about your answer about hip hop.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You know, even though I've been in this business for a while, I started at the national level in 2010. I am still very much in the beginning, you know, and my vision for my life does not only include television production. You know, I want to be on camera. I want to build a brand and build a company and do films and restaurants and all types of stuff. So, you know, I can go on and on and on about that. So
I think you're definitely on the right way. I really think, because it's very good to hear you, to know that you are doing a lot of things, a lot of different things in TV. And as I was saying, for me, this is inspiring because I love audiovisual, and I know that you know that to work with this area, you need to love. You really need to love, because
you have to.
Because there's a lot of things that it's unique, right, in this area. It's just for this area. And I'm not sounding so, I don't know, condescending about it, but I really think that it's a different area from everyone else.
It really is, and it's. I don't know if it's the same for you, but you know, it's hard to explain to people who are not in the business exactly what it is that you do, because not everyone fully gets it, because a television producer has to do a lot of things. I like to say that TV producers were like firefighters. There's always a fire.
All the time.
There's always something. You get up and it's like, all right, what's it going to be today? Just bring it.
What's the problem that I need to solve there?
Yeah, because there will be one. And on days when there isn't a problem, you're like, should I make a problem? Not used to this.
This is not normal. This is not normal.
Yeah.
So Taurence, I could talk to you the whole day, but let's ask the other participants that also has a lot of questions to you and want to talk to you.
Sure.
Let's call now Flávio Felix. Hey,
Hi,
Flávio.
Flavio.
Hey, you got a tattoo, man. I didn't know that you got a tattoo. Nice tattoo. Nice tattoo.
It's really nice.
Flávio, so do you want to introduce yourself to Taurence?
Yes. Hi, Taurence.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, enjoying a lovely LA sunny day. How are you?
Yeah. I'm fine too.
Good.
My name is Flávio. I live in São Paulo.
Nice.
I live in São Paulo with my sister Karina.
Very good.
And you?
So I live in Los Angeles by myself, and I've been here. I moved here in August of 2017, so it'll be 4 years very soon. Yeah,
4 years.
Yeah. 4 years, and then before that, I was in New York for about 7 years.
Amazing.
Okay.
So Flávio, sorry, no, I was going to ask you. Tell me something about yourself for Taurence.
Okay. I am a psychologist. I help people to improve their mental health in different areas.
What is interesting is when I lived in New York, when I first moved there, I had a roommate from Sao Paulo who was a psychologist.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And she had her own office there. And then she left Brazil to move to New York because she was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this business. So do you like, how do you like being in your business?
Flávio,
Like,
do you like
your job?
Yeah, do you like your job?
Yes, I like it. I love it. I love it. I like my job.
That's really good.
What else? Maybe your age, or what do you like to do? What do you like to do in São Paulo?
I like music, running, bike, watch movies, series. Read books and drink beers with my friends. What do you enjoy doing the most?
The most? Well, I feel like we are in a new world with the pandemic. So it's like I can answer, like, I love music. In another life, I would be a musician. What else? Reading, hanging out with friends, cooking when I do it, but I don't really ever cook. But I can cook. I'm not one of those guys. I don't like. I'm not one of those guys. Like, I can cook. You know. But that's really. I'm asking myself, what do I like to do?
This is a good question.
Yeah.
Good question. And Taurence, with the pandemics, how you guys are now with the bar thing, with hanging out with friends? Are you guys? Do you can make it?
Yes. So we can gather in small groups. Bars can open if they serve food.
Okay.
So if they serve food, they can open. You can go to restaurants now inside, but a smaller amount of people.
Yeah.
And then they're really doing the vaccinations, so shots.
Yeah.
So that's helping to lower the numbers some. But it's been difficult. Los Angeles is just really beginning to do better. You know, because there was a while where we were not doing well.
But you guys still use the mask and everything else, right? Yeah.
Yep. Still wear masks. Some people wear 2 masks.
Yeah. Because I was checking in Australia that some cities you don't need to use mask. This is surreal for us in Brazil.
I know. I saw those videos too. They're at concerts. They just had someone just had a concert in New Zealand or Australia.
It was, I think it's Greenland. I think it's near from Melbourne. It was Midnight Oil. They played for 13,000 people without mask and without social distancing. It's something that
I could cry.
You can imagine. Yeah.
I could literally cry.
Yeah. We don't have this in Brazil. So Flávio, do you have any question for Taurence? Do you want to know something about it?
No.
About his life? No.
Thank you, Taurence.
Of course.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And I have to say, I applaud you guys because I studied French for 7 years, and that was like 20 years ago. And I don't. It's difficult. It is very difficult. Trying to learn a language, and especially English.
Yeah.
English is strange.
Yeah, because for us, if you don't practice, you kind of get rusty.
Yeah.
So for me, it's important because I need this conversation. I know that I do a lot of mistakes, but Isaac told me something very good in the beginning of this process, that you need to communicate. You need to don't be afraid and don't be ashamed to talk, just to talk. This is what I'm trying to do.
I know it's hard. I used to call my French classes. I said, it feels like I'm going to a funeral every day. Like it just feels just like, and it also, there was a graveyard outside of the building too. So that I was like, okay, great. It's so hard to learn this language that you just die and they just put you in the graveyard. And like, that's that.
Oh my God, when I come here just to laugh. Oh my God, it's so funny. You are so funny.
It's hard.
I was kind of laughing all the time here in the backstage, and I said, okay, I need to go live to say how much I was laughing.
It's really hard.
You are a really funny guy. Yeah, you're really definitely funny.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Sorry, Ícaro, I need to come here.
No problem. No problem at all. So, Flávio, thank you once again. Let's call now, I think it's Camille, right? Camille, are you there?
Hi.
Hey, Camille.
Hi, Taurence.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
I live in Curitiba, near Curitiba, a city in the south of Brazil. Ooh. And I work in the marketing industry. And I just love the talking. It's really amazing. Your life experience is really enriching us. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what TV shows have you ever produced? And you show these shows at Netflix, and I would like it's available here in Brazil as well.
That is a good question. You know, I don't really know. I think that Ancient Aliens is available in Brazil.
Let me check here.
Yeah, I think it must be if Isaac pulled it up. So I did Ancient, Ancient Aliens. What Would You Do? So I used to work on a show called What Would You Do? And it's a hidden camera show where we would like create these fake scenarios. Like, for instance, we would be in a restaurant with actors. We might have an actor playing a babysitter and an
Just
actor.
like Gags?
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Just like Gags, the Canadian guy. Gags, I don't know if you know that show.
Yeah.
Really amazing. Gags,
Yeah. So that's what, but we were news. So we would always do it in a way where it's like, it connects to a real news story. So if there was a story that broke out that was about racism or something like that, we would then find a way to create this scenario for the show.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was on that show for 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, I'm checking here. Asian Aliens is not on Netflix Brazil.
Really?
Ícaro, I think in Brazil it's called Alienígenas do Passado, and I think it's available. I don't know, Alienígenas do Passado. Because
and American History is available. Anyone knows?
I'm sorry.
American History, the other TV show you presented.
Oh, America's Book of Secrets. That should be there. Well, my episodes are not gonna be up until like later this year. Like the whole show is different now. It like looks different. It's a whole like different feel.
I'm checking here that Isaac told us that Asian Alien is Alienígenas do Passado here in Brazil. It's available on History Play because it's from History, not from Netflix. So it's in History Play, I think.
Nice.
Because I'm kind of curious to watch your work after this.
Yeah, it's been interesting. You know, I never thought that I would have worked on television shows about aliens. You know, it never crossed my mind. I never considered it, but it makes sense because I grew up very interested in that. I once had a book about witchcraft. This is not it, but like a whole book about witchcraft when I was like 16. Somehow my mother, I convinced her to buy it for me. And I don't know how much you know about African-American mothers, but in general, they do not buy books about witches for their sons.
Sure, I get it.
Yeah. So I guess it makes sense that I've done these types of shows. But what do? You say you do marketing?
Yes, I have my own agencies since 2010, and I work with branding campaigns, marketing strategies, and also storytelling. I have a specialization in storytelling, so I'm really interested in your work because I'm kind of movie lover. I love movies. I love the cinema industry, and it's really fantastic. It's an outstanding work.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, what's interesting is branded content is really, really, really huge. And it's like growing and growing and growing, especially in Los Angeles. You know, I want to do a lot of more digital content, but there seems to be you either do branded or you do what I do. Like there's not a lot of crossover for some reason. And I don't understand why.
But to be honest with you, in Brazil is the same thing, because you don't see too many people that works with branded content or the advertising, and works also with the set, the filming, the filmmakers. It's not the same thing. Is a different area maybe. For example, I've worked a lot with TV, but now I'm totally focused on branded content, because it's, as you were saying, it's a market that it's developing too much fast here in Brazil.
Right.
Camille has an agency, and I think it's the same thing, right, Camille?
Right. It's true. And it's really digital, right? Right now in the pandemics, it's all in digital world. You don't need the offline marketing anymore, and we need to move on and try new strategies. And I think storytelling is really interesting in your market as well, Ícaro, and Taurence as well, because I think TV production is really born with storytelling. We can do a good story without this, so it's really interesting. And I got my thesis on this subject about storytelling, and I really enjoy a lot. Yes. And my master's is about storytelling and the Apple's case, because Apple shows a lot of this in their ads, so it's really enriching. And I'm trying to share with people this is about it, because Samsung is not going so well in YouTube as Apple because of this. So storytelling is just a magic key for this viral videos.
Yeah,
it's true. I mean, storytelling, I am obsessed with storytelling, but that's even bigger than the television. It's how we learn. It's how we learn. It's how we continue to pass on bad lessons and bad stories, and it influences generations. And I was just reading. I used to keep a little journal, and I would write down quotes that I want to remember. And I was looking at one yesterday that said, the way to change your heart is to tell a good story, and that is the essence of the work that we do. I think we all do the work that we do to influence change, and in whatever degree. It doesn't always have to be big, but even if it's just a change of mood, let me tell you something. Aliens, you don't work on a show called Ancient Aliens unless you just want to change people's moods. What is the point? It's entertainment.
Because
very disruptive as well.
Because the storytelling is the base of basically everything that we are talking here. It's the way that you impact, that you connect with people, right? So you are talking about values, about the something to identify, something to people feel connect, and I think it's very good that you have this major knowledge about storytelling, Camille, because it's something very important for us,
absolutely,
especially here in Brazil. That is very hard to work with this. So you have your own agency, so it's amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely, I want an agency. That's what I'm trying to make.
I'm available.
I don't want to have a boss. I'm done having bosses.
I was done 10 years ago.
Yeah. But I don't know, Taurence, if you guys have this difficulty in LA to start something from the zero, just like Camille did. Do you guys have this? It's also hard, just like Brazil.
Well, Absolutely. I mean, I think it's one thing that makes starting your own business difficult or starting your own media company difficult is, it's just a lot of risk. And, you have to eat. You have to keep your lights on. And, you gotta,
It's true.
and look, in Los Angeles, everybody thinks they have a company. Or everybody thinks that, they're this or that.
That's why I love America.
Yeah,
just perfect.
Yeah. It's difficult in that, you have to believe in yourself because you're not seeing anything. I'm trying to start my own show, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put on. You guys are on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm going to put my Instagram for the podcast. I'm trying to start this little video podcast. I've only done one episode, working on the second, and I'm trying to, build my own thing. But the challenge is I'm doing it from this studio apartment, So you just have to start and then try to make it happen. I tell myself, Taurence, this is the direction where you want to go, and you've been in this business for 10 years. Keep pushing it because now people. That's the beauty. But just because people doesn't you can't automatically assume a clear path to riches. It's everybody's out here rolling the dice. Because let me tell you something, they don't know. These folks don't know what they're all guessing. It is the single biggest shock to me, because I'm still so new to me in my opinion, in this business, that once I started working for shows and started producing and seeing that all of the adults are just guessing, I'm like, is this what you guys have been doing all this time? Just guessing? What?
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever been in Silicon Valley?
No, I've been near Silicon Valley. I've been to San Francisco. I have a bunch of friends up there. That's a different place. It's first of all, it's gorgeous. It's to me, it's beautiful, very green. But that's a whole other world.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. That's a whole.
Did you ever been to? Have you ever been to Silicon Valley, Camille?
No, not yet.
No.
But I have some projects I wanted to share there. Sometime I'm just awesome. Working on it, an app, and also a very disruptive hotel here in Brazil. Tourist.
Amazing.
Yes, I love entrepreneurship. I opened my first business at 18 years old, so I was just a teenager when I started.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You have a lot to share with us about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Congrats,
now I'm 34,
congrats.
But I spent all these years working as an entrepreneur here in Brazil, and I think it's really I'm a survival because Brazil is really challenging to be an entrepreneur. You have to be prepared to everything. like you said, Taurence, it's like a TV show. You never know what's the problem I will handle today. I don't know. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. That's how it is. I feel like that's how it is. For a lot of us, that's how it is for any creative endeavor, because something pops into your imagination. It is a major what's the word? Major feat. Do you understand what major feat means? It's a major feat, coming up with something in your brain and then trying to put it out into the universe. That's difficult.
Yes. Yeah. So I think I was checking here the messages on the private chats, and we have someone to say hello to you. It's Flávio. Flávio is my teacher. It's my teacher that it's helping me with the English. Hey, Flávio.
Very good.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there. Backstage
Flávio.
for most part, but I'll watch it. The whole thing, fantastic, very good.
Nice.
A lot of things to think about.
Yeah.
I also work as a producer for National Geographic magazine in
nice.
Brazil.
Nice.
But unfortunately, they had to close the magazine, and so that my work was very connected to the magazine. So without the magazine and its stories in Brazil, I don't have much to do there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm also in this in the production business
Mm-hmm.
in a way, and so it's great to hear everything you said. It's good.
Yeah, it's a challenging business. Every day it's like, you're putting together a 1,000,000-piece puzzle, and you don't even have any clue what the puzzle even is, what the picture is.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
But
I had
Flávio
to
has this-
improvise. Like before the World Cup and the Olympics, the world was interested in Brazil. We were like, like surfing high on the wave.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody wanted to come to Brazil and see what was going on. So I worked a lot for international media.
Mm-hmm.
So all the time I was working in Rio, doing stories, like live stories. What do you want to do now? Stop the car here. Let's film here. I want to get into this place, dangerous place. The more dangerous, the better. I want. And in Rio, everything can be dangerous, and everything can be really calm and relaxed. So it was, it was like a school, as if I had been to, because I went literally to all places, from the lowest level to like the like high society. In a way, you do like this in Rio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flávio, I think I can, I don't know.
Sorry.
I think I can describe your skills as a bridge, as a cultural bridge, because the stories you have been told me about your activities, your professional activity, are always about this connection, about this, you bring worlds together. And
basically, I had to introduce the country to someone who had just heard about the country. So I was the interpreter not only of the language, but I was also the interpreter of the culture and what was subtle and was behind. And I had to, have like 5 eyes, because I was like the responsible for people who were trusting me completely. And in Rio, if you want to go into the dangerous places, you might find danger. So for me, it was, all the time I was, oh my God, what's going to happen next? And it's weapons, it's drugs, and like people come, and and that was, like the word was expecting the answer. Well, is Brazil ready for the games? So I was the one. I think I interpreted a lot of Brazil, like from the Amazon to the south, and Rio and São Paulo, and so it was a great experience. And
Taurence, do you think? Sorry, Flávio. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
No, that's okay. You can talk.
Okay, yeah. So that's it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Isaac? I'm sorry. You're going to say something?
No, if from now on, what do you see in the television business? Not only in America, because of course we've been going through this digitalization and streaming, and everything is going online. And I don't know, do you think live productions or live TV shows will have space in this era of streaming? I know you have the Super Bowls. We have Big Brother. I don't know if you know this TV show. It's called Big Brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Big Brother. Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's really huge here, like really huge.
Yeah.
And I think the live TV shows will continue to have some space. But I don't know. I would like to hear from you what you think about it from now on.
Well, I think that at some point it's all going to be streaming. You know, I mean, I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that'll take longer than 10 years for that to happen. I think that, you know, there's just too much money in networks and they're just far too big for them to, you know, sort of evaporate quickly. But, you know, I don't know. I would say, yes, streaming is going to become number one. But the issue is broadcast networks are creating their own streaming platforms, you know, so it's like all kind of like melting together, you know, except for, well, ABC, I think, is the only one that doesn't have an app here in America of like the major, you know, news organizations. But that's why I am always keeping my eyes open to streaming opportunities, because that just is the future. And, you know, but it's going to be a minute before we're an all streaming world.
Have you ever worked on live TV shows?
When I worked for Anderson Cooper, do you guys know who Anderson Cooper is?
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
I think so.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Not with use. What's the name? He's a famous anchor.
Yes, yeah, mostly CNN.
CNN.
And yeah. I used to work with him when I first started, and I think we did some episodes live, but we shot the show as in America they call as live. So we try to shoot it just as if it's airing live. You don't have to do much editing, and there's an audience and that sort of thing. But live, what would you do? Felt like it was live. You know, because with a show like that, you are dependent on whoever walks into the restaurant, whoever walks into the space, and then they give their reaction, and then that's that. Can't really control it. All I know is I have to leave this place with a show. So that's kind of live.
We did this a lot in Cultura. I don't know if you work it as well, Isaac, with this technique, but this live recording, it's also stressful. It's also.
But I love it. I'm sorry. I just love the live feeling. And Flávio was talking about sports and huge sports events. And you have Super Bowl, of course, but we will continue to have Olympics and World Cup. So I think live will continue to exist. But with this streaming and digitalization, I don't know what will happen next. And you're right, because the advertisers are not going too much into broadcasting. So we don't know.
Yeah,
but
we don't know. Yeah. I mean, look, if we, again, it all goes back to the realization that the adults in the room are just guessing. You know, it's very strange. The relationship between the quote unquote media, and I hate that term, by the way, but the quote unquote media and the public is, you know, there's a lot of members in the public, at least in this country, who don't trust the media. But then it's like, it boils down to miscommunication and a lack of understanding sometimes, and a lack of literacy. But it all goes back to the point where they're all just trying to guess. They don't know. They have an idea where the trends are, but anything can happen. As we all know, with this pandemic.
You are the media. You are the future of media.
Calm down.
Oh, this is huge, Taurence. It's a huge responsibility, okay?
You need to do that.
Well, I hope.
You need to answer. Sorry.
I hope I do something. Otherwise, what is all this for? I could retire now and go and give tours on a island and entertain the vacationers and serve them lovely drinks, lovely fruit drinks.
I need to listen to your podcast. I definitely need to listen to your podcast.
I'm following you on Instagram.
Thank you.
And I love it. I will quote what you're saying here. That is a good one. Let me check just a second. Isaac, I don't know if you can put again the Instagram so people can follow.
Can you? Okay, the podcast, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'll put my regular Instagram too, if you like, and then I'll follow you guys
here. This is awesome. Chill, deep, silly. That's it.
That's it. I mean, who cares? Like, that's it.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's why I said
Taurence.
TV is draft. Like,
chill, deep, silly. That's it.
Yeah. You know, it is. I mean, it's a complete draft. I mean, if people really understood how many times scripts are rewritten and the amount of emails that have to go back and forth and phone calls and, you know, it's a lot that goes into it. And I don't think am fully happy with the final project.
Never done. It's never done.
Yeah, it's never
I
done.
am writing podcast scripts. Can you imagine? I am writing podcast scripts and I'm like, podcast needs a script.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure I won't do that for 5 episodes. I'm quite sure that on the 6th episode, the presenter will say to me, okay, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure of that. And I'm okay. I'm like, okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm really comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yes. Because you got to. You know, there's a lot of in this business with producers. It's a dynamic that I never really thought about. You know, sometimes you're working with a host who uses your script or your questions just as a starting point. You know, and I'm like, does this motherfucker not know that I stayed up so late? I have a pile of books right now. All of these books that I had to speed read. There's a lot more underneath this desk, but that I had to like speed read to try to like write questions and things like that. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into it. But this business, sometimes you can produce in the field, but then have no say over the edit.
Yeah, you just
I'm like, here it is.
And it's better this way because you won't suffer. You won't suffer.
Yeah.
That is the pro, but the con is they can just do whatever they want with my work, and then my name is on it.
Problem. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
In Brazil, the audience. Yeah. I'm sorry for the word, but I saw a lot of shit that I was participating as a producer, and I said,
oh yeah. In
Brazil, the audience rates are the king. So we are following the audience rates and also the advertisers.
Yes.
So you are showing books and theories and everything else, but if someone asks you for, I don't know, I want to break something viral, and you're like, but that doesn't, it doesn't work like that. Viral things doesn't work like out of
I
the
wish.
I wish it could
be viral right now.
Okay, here is the secret formula for going viral. There is no secret formula.
No.
Okay, guys.
So Taurence, I want to really say thank you for this time. It was amazing to talk with you. As I said on the last meeting that we had, this is not just practicing English. This is exchanging culture, you know, and this is very important for any one of us here in Brazil, in America, in Europe, in every place in the world, because I felt that with the pandemics, we really need to be more human, and I say this on the last time and I say it again, because to hear you, to talk with you, it's something that has no price, because it's very important for us as a human. So really, thank you for this time. Thank you for hearing us. Thank you for talking with us, because it's something that is very, very valued for us.
Yeah, it is.
It's my pleasure, and I think you guys, I leave this feeling encouraged. I mean, you know, there's a phrase in English that they call gassing up, which means, you know, encouraging. So that's, I leave here feeling like that, and maybe I will be a little bit more excited about my career.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you should, because you're awesome.
Thank you.
You rock.
Oh, thank you.
You rock, yeah.
Thank you. And I want to encourage you guys, because like I said, learning a language, I know a little bit about that. I know how hard it is. So I applaud you guys for doing this, and how it's so, I love how it flows. Isaac, you're a producer.
I was actually wondering if you know anything in Portuguese. If you said your roommate was Brazilian, maybe some expression.
I'm trying to think. Did I ever take the time to learn from her?
Okay, that's okay.
It's not difficult like French.
We can teach you
I'm
some.
trying to learn French as well. It's not difficult.
It
Portuguese
is hard.
easy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I heard Portuguese is hard to learn for English speakers. Everything is hard to learn for English speakers.
It's like Atlanta. I was like, what? The first time I heard Atlanta, it was like, what? Atlanta? It was like Elena. Atlanta.
Even in English, that's a weird word. Like, what is Atlanta? Like, Atlanta? Like, what?
But the pronunciation, it's really weird for me. It's like,
strange.
for us, it's like Atlanta. Okay. And for you, like, Atlanta. What?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of weird stuff you do with the pronunciation. Yeah.
I mean, what is Tallahassee?
Yeah.
There's a lot of words.
Tennessee, isn't it?
It's in Tennessee. I would imagine it sounds Native American to me. There's a lot of cities, there's a lot of streets in this country that have a Native American origin.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So guys, I don't know if you guys want to say something for Taurence. For me, it's just thank you once again, and you're very inspiring. Yes, you are very funny, and yes, you are a great producer, and I can't wait to see your shows.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Guys, do you want to say something?
Thank you, Taurence, for your patience.
Yeah,
Because I get it. I do.
Yeah.
But you're welcome.
Camille,
Taurence, my words are: plan your trip to Brazil within the next 2 years. And,
I will be there.
Okay, so start planning.
I really will. Let me get that shot. Pop me with the vaccine.
We did the
Whatever
shot.
you want.
Yes, let's meet in São Paulo next time. Okay?
You have a
Please.
I will.
When is your schedule? Your
Well,
shot, your next.
Here in LA, they are they're opening it up to everyone above 16 on April 15th. So once April 15th hits, then I'll be able to book. Because so far it's only been for people with, like, extreme, like,
Of a certain age.
certain age or disability or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Good then.
Glad to hear that.
Yes. Well, I'm ready. Isaac, I've been, we've been talking about this for like years. I want to come to Brazil, so I'm gonna look you guys up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Camille?
We will be our pressure, okay?
Thank you.
So
Sure,
Isaac,
sure,
do you?
Let's meet in Brazil, Taurence. Okay.
Yes. Let's party.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have caipirinhas as well. Have you
Do
ever
what?
tried the caipirinha? Have you ever tried the caipirinha?
No.
It's a Brazilian drink.
Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
drink.
That's quite famous here in Brazil.
It's like the
Ooh.
Brazilian mojito. let's say.
Yeah.
I will get along with that.
The mint. I don't think they use mint. We don't use mint here, but it's basically lime and sugar, a lot of sugar, and ice cubes.
De cachaça. De cachaça, né?
Well, shoot, I can't wait. I'm dreaming about it now. Ooh, yes, sign me up.
Yes.
Sign me up. I'd pay $20 for that.
Yeah.
So, Taurence, can you stay a little longer? I will finish the broadcasting, but we can stay here in the studio so that we can talk without being on camera, okay?
Yes.
So, guys, I'm finishing the broadcasting now. Muito obrigado por vocês que ficaram aí. Espero que vocês tenham aprendido alguma coisa em português. De novo, se vocês estão interessados em praticar o português e o inglês, e se vocês estão com coragem de estar aqui da próxima vez que a gente entrar ao vivo com uma pessoa que, enfim, só fala inglês, não fala português, por favor, escreva nos comentários, me manda WhatsApp, eu sei que aqui é uma rede pessoal, vocês têm meus contatos, me mande uma mensagem que a gente pode arranjar, enfim, colocar vocês para aprender inglês aqui com a gente. Temos o Flávio, tem eu, e o Ícaro em breve, acho que vai estar ajudando a gente também, então não vai faltar tutores para vocês. É isso. See you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.